Hello everyone, my name is Kim Swanson and I am Director of Franchise Development for Young Rembrandts. And today I'd like to give you a brief overview of the Young Rembrandts business model. We are an after-school enrichment program. We are a home-based managerial model. Classes are held in host sites, and what makes our franchisees so successful has been the curriculum and the methodology, and their ability to go into their community and build a reputation for providing a quality, dependable after-school enrichment market. So we began franchising in 2001, so fast forward to 18 years, and we now have 96 franchise units with 86 franchisees. So 10 of our owners are multi-unit owners. We are interested in single unit sales as well as doing multi-unit. We do have a territory development agreement in our FDD. Our franchisees are open for business immediately. I know you always want to understand the financial opportunity with Young Rembrandts. When they come to training, we consider their first day of opening for business is the Monday after training. We're unique in that our business model, the cash flow can begin immediately. And our franchisees will meet their financial benchmark within their first year of business. Speaking to the financial opportunity, a lot of our franchisees are able to replace their income, and they also benefit from very healthy margins, very low overhead, and very even fixed costs. So our owners do experience really healthy margins. I know what is very important to you as a consultant is understanding the perfect candidate for the Young Rembrandts business model. And of course, we always speak to business acumen and people skills. Our business model is very much a managerial leadership model. Our requirements are a liquidity of $40,000 in cash and a net worth of $100,000. And it does require good communication skills and good management skills. But we speak often to the team building. Our franchisees will have minimal part-time employees who are teaching the art classes in the host sites. And this is a different caliber of employee. These are adults who truly understand the commitment and the responsibility to children. So they're not necessarily doing it for the money. So our franchisees understand how important it is to build that team, to focus their teachers to be on the vision and the mission of Young Rembrandts. It makes it a fun business. And what we really witness in our franchisees is the passion that takes over when they're out in the community and really making an impact on the lives of children. Of course, we know that this is a business that does take a persistent and consistent effort over time. So an ideal candidate, community-oriented, if they tell you they want to do something different or be involved in the community or even mention the word education, that's great. We're not looking for anybody that has an art background. To be very honest, the majority of our franchisees come from the corporate world, and we have a very diverse background. We have engineers, IT professionals, project managers, HR executives, the list goes on and on. But for the most part, it is people that have come from the business world. And now I'd really like to describe a day in the life of a franchisee. And of course, like in any business, they are trained in all parts of the business, and they're wearing many hats in the beginning. They are approaching decision makers at the host sites. Decision makers can be principals, preschool directors, park district coordinators, and they're securing the host sites. But more importantly, they are developing a trusted relationship with those decision makers. Besides going out and doing their sales and marketing, they are hiring and training their part-time teaching staff. Again, wearing all the hats, but we support them in all parts of the business. So interviewing, hiring, training, going out and attending school or educational events or community events, all part of a day in the life of a Young Rembrandts franchisee. So the goal of a successful franchisee is to go out in their community, build a successful reputation for providing a quality, dependable art enrichment program. So what is going to interest your client initially when they start talking to me? You know, I like to do a very colorful webinar on the very first call. It really captures their attention. I think, of course, investment level being low is a key driver, but I also know that it's the return on investment, and they will hear that from the franchisees. There's also a great deal of pride in the service and being involved in a community-oriented business, and I hear that. But another key driver is when they hear that this is repeat business. Many of our franchisees that do come from a corporate background may not always have that sales experience, but it's a soft market. Talking to the decision makers in the education system is easy to do. So once our franchisees secure that host site, they will go on to serve that host site for many, many years to come. The other key factor that I think they listen to when I'm talking to them initially is the scalability of Young Rembrandts. They have financial goals, and we're going to show them that they can reach their financial goals through volume. Our training is very extensive in helping them understand how to build an infrastructure, how to attain that volume, and yet how seamless our processes are in supporting that volume. So once they get that, once they understand repeat business and the scalability of the business, they're attracted to it. So our sales process usually takes about 4 to 6 weeks, where I guide them through educating them on our model. Again, as I mentioned, I do start with a very colorful webinar on the first call, but more importantly, I want to get to know them too. You know, it's the building of trust. They have to feel very safe and very comfortable with me. And of course, we schedule the FDD call, and we also ask them to participate in a sales and marketing webinar with our Director of Marketing. And after that, they do begin validation, where they will pick up the phone and call our Young Rembrandts franchisees. I want them to have at least talked to at least 3 to 5 Young Rembrandts franchisees, and our validation is quite pristine. But at the same time, before I talk to them again, we send recorded calls, because over the years, I've asked my franchisees to read a list of questions and supply answers. So I know that your candidates can listen to those calls in the comfort and the leisure of their home. And then, of course, we do have a webinar where they participate in a training and support with our coordinator of training. And if all is going well, we invite them to our Discovery Days. We do host Discovery Days 2 to 3 times a month. And our Discovery Days are held from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. This is really very versatile for individuals that are coming from the East Coast or Central Time Zone, because they can simply fly into O'Hare Airport, which is only 30 minutes away from us, and fly home that night. But our Discovery Days are very informative. We're in a beautiful space. They do spend the first couple hours with Betty Fetter, our CEO and founder. She'll go over the evolution of her company as well as explain her methodology and curriculum. And then throughout the day, they spend time with each one of us department heads, the leadership team, and we really get to know them. And we send them off, and if we're feeling really good about them, we will give them a letter. We'll take their territory off the market for 2 weeks, and our goal is always to get them back here to training as soon as possible. We do offer training every 6 to 8 weeks. With our training, we have a 2-week pre-training process that we like to do with them, a 5-day physical training week here in Elgin, Illinois, and then of course we always follow up with a 6-week post-training, and then we never let go of their hand. They have a dedicated Young Rembrandts business coach who is with them for the length of the 10-year agreement. We also have a mentor program where we do pair our existing franchisees with a new franchisee for 6 months, and then at our annual conference, which is always held in June, we'll always have a dinner where our mentors and our mentees sit together. Our franchisees have a very supportive, very collaborative relationship with one another. I know you also like to understand what are the potential objections to the business model, and I would just have to say, after doing this for 18 years, it's always the assumptions that are being made about Young Rembrandts, that they have to have an art background. No, we're not interested in individuals that have an art background. It's nice, but what we're really looking for is the business acumen, the business skills, the people skills, the communication skills. Can I make money? Always the big factor. Well, here we are, 18 years in franchising. Many of our franchisees that are in their second 10-year term. We do have an item 19 in our FDD. We do share revenues with them. And of course, during training, our focus is always on the margin potential. We train them in financial models and operational models. We show them each line item expense and what a good, healthy percentage of revenue it should be. Margins are healthy in this business model. So again, it speaks to the volume and the scalability of it. I think what the most important thing is they recognize who we are, and they know that they can trust us and that we're there to support them in the business. So if you have that candidate who's looking for something to make a difference, be involved in the community, work with children, education, my hope is you think of Young Rembrandts. Okay, FranChoice, I'm very excited for 2019. I'm very excited to be partnering with all of you. So let's get some contracts signed real soon.